Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I'm your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
Caleb. We are back once again. It's been a while since I done and went and...
Things up, just like I always do.
Anyway, a terrible song. Caleb, what's been going on? We're episode 49. 49, can you believe that? We're at episode 49. It seems like we're becoming a monthly podcast now, but
has it been about a month?
It's been about a month since we did the last podcast episode, which is kind of sucks, but we've had a lot going on, individually and together.
Yeah,
that's kept us from being able to do it.
Yeah.
Caleb, what's been up with you? You've got a big thing.
I moved not too long after you all moved, so that held us up a little extra long because there was a little bit of a hold up. Initially, like in late December and early January,
right?
Because you were moving, then I did a couple weeks later,
right?
I'm officially moved in now. I'm good to go now, but yeah, that and in the snow,
and not to mention the fact that we got slapped with a snowstorm for 12
days.
When
I was moving in, it was all just like snowstorm, so I was having to like do things like day by day and just like hope I don't die.
Yep.
And I fell. I slipped and fell.
Yeah, Caleb fell
on the
and
stairs
hurt himself.
And did. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Being a little baby,
I was expecting a broken wrist or something along the lines of that, but it healed quickly. And like suspiciously quickly, like a couple days.
So you're superhuman, is what you're saying.
I guess I am. I guess I just don't get hurt. That's just not true. That's just not true. I do get hurt. But yeah, that's about it. I can't. What else happened?
The art gallery opened. The Hive opened, which is located at 229 Stratton Street in Logan. If you are able to get out and come see the gallery, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead.
I was gonna say we haven't watched a lot of movies.
Last movie that I saw was
Iron Claw. But
I did get to see The Greatest Night in Pop last night. I actually watched that. It's really good
on Netflix.
It's really good. You would think that a movie about just one particular song and it being made couldn't be fleshed out into a 90-minute long movie, but it was. It was really good. It was really insightful about how that all came about. The USA for Africa song and how it was written and all of that. Lionel Richie's in it. Bruce Springsteen's in it, which I was shocked that Bruce Springsteen actually was part of like the interviews and stuff.
And they actually sang. They sang in the songs too. Correct. Right. Okay.
And it was really, it was actually quite.
Is Michael Jackson
good.
In the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know much about. I need to watch. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good, actually.
Yeah.
And there was something else that I was going to say. I'm assuming that we have to talk about it. Tonight is the Grammys. There's already been some Grammys come out.
Remember last year's episode when I talked about the Grammys and I talked about how bad I hate the Grammys?
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it that much this year. I don't care enough. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
And I already told people I am going to live post me hating on the Grammys because that's what people expect of me. So I'm not going to be unpredictable.
Yeah, that's what people do expect of you.
They expect me to do that. I don't do that with the movies. I respect the artistry of the movie choices that they choose when it comes to it's not a popularity contest with the movies necessarily. I think it is a popularity contest with the music, and history tells me that. So I don't respect it as much as a big time artistic award show as I do the Oscars. And you know what? I still kind of hate the Oscars sometimes.
I'm going to disagree with you to a certain extent on the popularity contest because there were a few years where the most popular artist didn't win. So
no, honestly it's mostly the nominations.
Oh, sure.
It's mostly the nominations, but then they will throw like a curveball.
Yeah.
Like John Baptiste winning album of the year. It's like, that wasn't. Nobody heard that on the radio.
Muse beating out Eminem that year when everyone thought Eminem was going to win album of the year that year.
Muse won an album of the year?
I believe so.
Did they?
I believe it was when.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that Muse won an album of the year.
Maybe it wasn't Muse. Hold on.
It wasn't.
Hold on.
I hate to say it.
Go ahead, continue.
Oh, I don't
with the Grammys.
Yeah, it's just I'm looking at movies that are nominated from year to year, and aside from Barbie and Oppenheimer, which are critically acclaimed and really good movies, all the other movies did not make a lot of money.
Right.
As far as I can remember, if I'm thinking of every movie properly, like Poor Things is like, which I got to watch. You haven't seen Poor Things.
Mm-hmm.
It is popular among like film nerds, but if you look at its box office gross, it's not making a lot of money because it's very, very weird and very, very bizarre. But it has a chance. It has a small chance of winning Best Picture, but it ain't gonna.
It might. You never know.
Oppenheimer's gonna win this year.
It's going to, and it's ridiculous.
They picked the weird one won last year, so they gotta have. It's Christopher Nolan's year. It just is. So what did you find?
I haven't found anything yet.
Because Muse didn't win Album of the Year.
But I'm trying to figure out who beat him for Album of the Year. Okay,
what year?
I think it would have been that album came out in 2010, so it probably would have been the 2011.
Well, Eminem never released a good album in 2010 or 2011. I hate to break it to you, Josh. He hasn't released a good album since like 2004 or something.
Well, that's
even debatable. If that was
opinion.
good, it's the right.
Sorry, Arcade Fire. I'm sorry.
Oh, he was better.
Yeah,
he was better. Suburbs. The Suburbs?
Yes.
It's better.
Well,
I'll go there. I broke it to you. It's a better album.
Well, sure.
It is.
Whatever.
It's better than Eminem of all people,
Buddy,
Josh, why are you so hard up the bat for that Eminem album specifically?
Let me tell you something. Just by looking at the awards for that year, my God.
It's bad. It's bad every year for one thing, Josh.
This is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Oh, I see.
It's never good.
Okay, it beat out, let's see. The Suburbs beat out Recovery by Eminem.
Yeah.
Need You Now by Lady Antebellum, which, fine.
Yeah.
It beat The Fame Monster by Lady Gaga.
It's better.
I think you just have a hard on.
I don't like Lady Gaga though. You know that.
You just have a hard on for indie
Arcade Fire.
So
no, Arcade Fire. I'm not even big on Arcade Fire. And the lead singer, as far as I know, is like a total creep and not like a good dude at all.
I don't know who he is.
But the Suburbs,
I don't listen to him.
I remember listening to the Suburbs, and I thought it was pretty good.
That's fine.
And it still would not have cracked my top 5 or 10 albums of that year, probably.
Well, that's your opinion, and that's fine.
Because music's just way more subjective than it is the movies is. I think. Yeah, I think there's I feel like most really good movies people can look at and be like, that was really good. But when an album is like, for instance, I know I bashed her along the show. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean it. I'm just using an example. Let's go with Taylor Swift, Midnights. It's got good reviews. It got nominated for Album of the Year. But yeah, I don't like it. And I don't feel that way about movies. Usually when movies get good reviews and are universally liked, I'm like, I can see like, oh yeah, I really like this. Like Barbie, I'm like, oh, Barbie's great. But music's different. Like your ears process things differently than the way that movies process in your eyes and ears.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Am I right?
No, but that's
know daggone well that music's more subjective than...
I think they're about a happy medium with each other, myself.
No. Movies and TV shows, when they're good, they're good. Music, it's just different. Sometimes I can't... That's why I can never be a music critic. I've said this before. I can't look at... I got to look at things that I like. Which is a fairly broad spectrum, but the stuff that I don't like, I'm like, oh, I can't see the merit in this. And that is why Caleb will never be a music critic.
Well, speaking of stuff we don't like.
Let's do it. I don't know what this is leading to.
The new Billy Joel song, bud.
I really haven't listened to it, I'm being honest with you.
I'm not a huge fan.
He didn't write it, though. He didn't write the song.
Why?
He wasn't... Somebody else wrote it. Which then I saw that and I was like... Did Billy Joel write any of his songs before this? And it turns out he did.
Yeah.
Wrote like all of his songs.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, at least we know Billy Joel is a great songwriter. Because, I mean, he wrote The Stranger and 52nd Street.
Well, see, I didn't know he didn't write the song. Maybe that's why I just don't like the song.
If anything, he was a co-writer. Yeah. The parts I've heard I thought sounded okay.
Joel.
For a guy who's of that age.
It's got nothing to do... See,
his voice sounded good.
It's got nothing to do with his voice. It's
just the song, I guess.
It's the production of the song and just the overall...
Okay.
Just song in general. It's not great. It's not to a Billy Joel standard. Listen, I'm not a huge fan of River of Dreams, but I would go back and listen to River of Dreams 9,000 times before I would ever put that song on again.
I guess I need to listen to it in its entirety, the new song.
You do. You do. Just to have,
you know what?
Just to have.
Speaking of music, since obviously this episode will be out a day later, the Grammys are tonight.
Yes.
But more music news is that this year for me personally, for what Caleb likes musically, it's been a great year. It's been a great year already. We're in early February. There's already 3 bangers that have come out this year. Pile, the band that had my album of the year last year, put out an EP this year that I just think is just like awesome.
Okay.
Glass Beach put out a new album called Plastic Death.
Okay.
And it is insane in the membrane.
Okay.
Loved it. Probably already my album of the year. Nothing's going to surpass it.
Okay.
And Tom York and Johnny Greenwood's project, The Smile, put out a new album, which is a grower. I got to listen to it a little bit more, but I've heard things. I'm like, oh, this is the hardest that these two have rocked on songs since OK Computer, probably. So I'm like, it's already a solid year for me musically. I hope it just keeps going. And these are all art rock projects.
I was going to say, I've heard of literally one of them.
You know The Smile.
I know.
You know The Smile.
Them.
But Glass Beach was a sort of like they're considered an emo band, but they also do like jazz and progressive rock, and this album does all that. And it's just like chaos and with really good hooks, and I just love it. I have a hard time seeing anything surpassing it for me this year. If something does, then that means it's an incredible year for music. So that's all my music talk for this year. I have nothing else to say.
Well,
ever again about music. About you?
That's all I had.
Well, there you
I
go.
don't even know what we were.
We're mostly just talking about music. Billy Joel and
and how it's sad, and Billy, just write your own music. Just write your own music.
Yeah, I could have sworn I saw that he didn't write the song. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think I saw that in a TikTok. They did not write the song. You can look it up real quick if you want.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Because
if he didn't write it, then it's still unforgivable. Sorry. Songwriters are Billy Joel, Freddie Wexler, Arthur Bacon, and Wayne Hector.
There you go. That's and this here lies, and people's going to call me an old man or something, and I am 34 now. But here lies the problem with modern mainstream music, is that there are so many writers that it's hard. You lose something in that, I think you really do lose something in that. If you look at Billy Joel's greatest... The Stranger is one of the greatest albums ever of all time. He is the sole writer and composer of that album. So, I mean, I know he's a little older, but
just for reference, Freddie Wexler is best known for writing some of these songs.
Let's hear it.
Stuck With You by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber.
Oh, no.
There's your first problem.
Oh, no.
There's your first problem.
Oh, no.
Be Kind by Halsey and Marshmello.
Oh, no.
Like It's Christmas by the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, I've never heard that, but I don't like it.
He helped with the song Wolves off of Kanye West's The Life of Pablo album.
Okay.
Let's see here. He's that's what he's really known for. And Arthur Bacon has nothing, but then we have Wayne Anthony Hector, who is a British songwriter who is best known for his work with pop artists such as Nicki Minaj, One Direction, The Wanted, and Ollie Murs. He co-wrote 7 of Westlife's #1 singles, including World of Our Own and Flying Without Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Billy Joel...
There you go, Billy.
shacking up with the right people.
At least, honestly, who cares? We have all the Billy Joel we need, if I'm being honest with you.
Honestly, if it would have been between just having the Billy Joel that we have and having new music, I would have just preferred to have the old music.
I mean, nothing's gonna surpass. Like, he's not gonna make anything better than the Nylon Curtain. Now, I mean, like, and that's not even a lot of people's favorite album by him, but he's not gonna make anything now that's better than stuff he made even in the '80s. So, yeah. That's enough ketchup.
That's enough ketchup.
That's enough Heinz ketchup.
Hunt's ketchup.
Well, okay, Hunt's. The green ketchup.
Oh, the purple ketchup.
Oh, God. I hate it all.
Like food coloring. It's all it tastes
sick
like.
Just thinking about it. God.
All right, Caleb, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we are going to talk about our... What? Why did you give me that look?
I was like, do you remember what the topic is?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about our favorite franchises.
Movie franchises.
Well, okay.
Oh, my God. He's already going to cheat.
Okay, fine. And we're back. Caleb, your favorite franchise. I'm going to start this time.
You can.
I'm going to start.
I'm not going to start,
time.
but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to start with my favorite franchise.
Your favorite my first favorite franchise is Wendy's. And
Josh.
Wendy's is so daggone good, dude.
They're closed right now.
They are closed.
Our local Wendy's
is closed for renovations. I don't know when they're going to be open back up. But yes, when you go to Wendy's, you need to get like. I'm waiting for you to stop me here.
I mean, I'm into it. I'm into the Wendy's talk. I'm into it. I was just gonna go with it. We're talking about you throw in a grilled chicken wrap. You throw in some fries. You throw in water. You got a stew going. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
Yep, that's what I was getting ready to say. I
promised John Poole we'd do it. You got a stew going on this episode. Yeah, rest in peace to the guy. If you honestly, his funniest thing that he ever did is on Arrested Development. That his little role on Arrested Development is so funny. It's literally one of the funniest things on that show. That's already hilarious.
I agree.
But yeah, rest in peace to him. And all right, what's your first actual?
Nope. I'm gonna let you go first.
You want me to go? Okay.
Because I'm assuming you have like 900 things. And
I have 8 franchises, Josh.
Oh, okay. I have
8.
6 and 3 honorable mentions, so I have 9.
I don't have any honorable mentions.
I have an honorable
This is the end of the line for me.
Okay.
Nothing else matters after that. Okay. My first movie franchise is
Toy Story.
No.
That's your favorite.
The Evil Dead is my first franchise. Okay. You got that right. What is wrong with you? There is no bad movie. There is no bad movies.
There is no bad movie.
You know what? They went in. Okay, let's go through the years.
I tried to limit here. As much as possible.
This is one of the best. This is the best horror franchise, bar none. There's no better horror franchise than this. There's not. No, you can't convince me that there is.
Not movie for movie, no.
I mean, I don't care which way you look at it. There's no other better horror franchise. Okay, let's go through the years. 81, The Evil Dead comes out. 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. 86 comes around, Evil Dead 2, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Horror comedies, 88 on Rotten Tomatoes. Army of Darkness.
Remind me, I need to give you your Evil Dead 2 back, by the way.
You got my Evil Dead 2?
Yeah.
I was looking for that when I was moving. I was like, where is my Evil Dead 2?
I have it.
Oh my God, thank you. I thought I lost it. Thank you, dude.
Anyway, Evil Dead 2.
Army of Darkness, which was the supposedly supposed to be the end of the Evil Dead franchise, goes down a little bit, 68 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which I don't agree with, but that's okay.
I think it is. I think it's
my least favorite.
It's my least favorite of that initial
but
3.
It's not bad.
No, it's hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious. Then whenever they go into the reboot territory or remake territory, that 2013 Evil Dead, man, is vicious.
Yeah.
I still think it's one of the bloodiest movies I've ever seen.
It's the best horror remake of all time.
And
I said what I said.
What'd you say?
I said it's the best horror movie remake of all time.
I'd have to think about it.
No,
I'd have to. I literally can't. I can't. My brain is blanking right now on what remakes were ever made.
Well,
Dawn of the Dead, that Dawn of the Dead remake by, I mean that's Zach. What's his name? Zach. This Zack Snyder. That's his best movie. Yeah. Written by James Gunn.
I still think Evil Dead is the best remake.
It's good. Yeah. It is very good. It lacks the humor, but purposely
remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it.
And it has the worst reviews out of anything for Evil Dead with a 63 on Rotten Tomatoes, which I do disagree with completely. They even delved into TV territory with Ash vs. Evil Dead, which has a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. That was excellent. And, of course, this past year, another Evil Dead remake, Evil Dead Rise, 84 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's probably my least favorite Evil Dead movie, and I think it's pretty good.
It's still good.
Yeah, it's good.
Still really good.
I say that last act goes hard. So
it goes very, very hard.
I'd argue with anybody that this is the best horror franchise. No doubt. I don't know what else you'd have there.
Well, I mean... Yeah,
and I got a few horror franchises on here, but none of them are as good as.
Well, I'll start with my honorable mention then. Okay, because my honorable mention actually could just fit in there. We'll stay in the horror lane. We'll stay in the horror lane, and we'll go Scream. Scream is so good. Well, let me rephrase that. The first 4 Scream movies are really good. And there's going to be some asterisks on some of these things. Okay. Because there are some movies in these franchises I do not like. I do not like Scream 5.
This is an honorable mention, so you don't want to go too much into detail with it, okay?
Is Scream on your...
I'm not going to say.
Because if it is, we can go ahead and talk about
it. Josh, you're ruining it. See, you're not allowed...
You said that they're not
You're not allowed to talk about it. Because it's an honorable mention for you.
Okay.
So just tell me your honorable mentions, okay?
Scream. Because I don't like 5 and I don't like 6.
Wait
that much. I don't like 6 that much.
Okay. Okay. What else?
We'll get into it.
Was that the only honorable mention?
Oh, no, there's more. But
okay,
go ahead.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead. No,
let's hear your honorable mentions.
Okay, fine. You want to hear my honorable mentions?
Did you say you had 6 without honorable mentions?
Yes, I have 6.
Just tell me your honorable mentions.
My other 2 are Rocky, the Rocky franchise, and the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Okay.
Move along!
Nightmare on Elm Street's not as good as Evil Dead. It's not. There are bad Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
There are.
And there's no bad Evil Dead movies. So
there's not.
Okay. So let's hear
quantity versus quality.
So let's hear your first one then.
No, I'm done. That's it. That's all for me.
Okay, so I guess I got more than you, so I guess I could.
How many do you have?
I have 8 franchises, dude.
Then go.
I'm sticking with horror.
Okay.
Here. A very underrated, underappreciated horror franchise, the VHS franchise.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Yeah, there's only one bad one, VHS Viral.
Yeah.
But
which was the third one, right?
Yeah, these first 2 VHS movies deserve better reviews. The first one has a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's better than that. Mm-hmm. And the second one, which is the best one, has a 71 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it deserves better than that because it has one of the best short films, at least in the horror genre, that I've ever seen.
Papa.
Yeah. What's that one called?
Safe Haven?
Safe Haven. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yep.
VHS.
I tell everybody that ever talks about the VHS movies, that's the first thing I say. Hey, I say watch Safe Haven.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes long.
Because it's like 40 minutes long, and it's just absolute.
It's awesome.
Balls to
It tells a full-fledged story with characters, and it goes crazy.
Yep.
VHS Viral, not very good. There's only a few.
I don't remember Viral that much.
The first short. This isn't counting the wraparound story, which sucks. None of the wraparound stories are very good. But the first story on VHS Viral was about a magician. Do you remember that? It sucked. It wasn't good.
No, I don't remember that.
Then there was one about like mirrors with like alternate universes, which is the best one probably, but it's still not great. And the last one was them skateboarding, about skateboarders.
Okay, the skateboarding one I did kind of vaguely remember, but the other 2, no.
None of them are that good. It is the worst. VHS 94 bounced back thanks to Shudder. We've gotten 3 new VHS movies. That one is the best reviewed one with a 91 on Rotten Tomatoes. That one has like the rat.
The Rat King.
The Rat
or whatever
King
it was.
is awesome. Yeah. I love that one. I think that one also has the one that has like the Double Dare spoof.
Yes, which is the longest one, I believe. Right.
That was really good. That was very Safe Haven-esque. Yeah. It doesn't. The end of it's not that great. I think this one also had the one with the sorority, where they convince a girl to get buried alive, but then like a rainstorm comes, and like she actually dies.
Yeah. Which one?
I think, or maybe not. That might have been.
No, I think that was the most recent one.
I think
that
94,
was the most recent one.
No, I think that was 99. You haven't seen 85.
You sure?
I think 99 was the one with the sorority.
No. I'm thinking of the one. What was the one that had the
first
person one?
The first person one with like the with like it was directed by the guy who did Safe Haven.
Sure.
The one where they have like a person that's like half robot, half...
Yes, which one is that one?
I think that's 99, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. And I think 99 was the one that ended with the one where it's the new millennium and the 2 guys go to hell, and it's really funny. You remember that one?
Yeah.
That's 99.
Okay.
99's good.
Yeah,
99 has a 76 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
All these are good. 85 was not as good as 94 or 99. You haven't seen 85, I don't think.
Maybe. I don't
I didn't watch it with you, so I assume you didn't watch it.
I probably didn't.
Yeah. Because we watched the other 2 together. Yeah. But it has a...
We've watched them all together.
It has a semi-sequel to the movie The Black Phone, which was a big horror. Yeah, and that's actually a really, really... That's one of the best VHS shorts, but the rest of it is just like,
meh.
It's okay. But as a whole, it is a staple in the Halloween season, this franchise is for me. Except for VHS Viral, which I skip. What you got? What you got? What do you got?
Nancy just sent me something that you might find interesting.
Did she?
Boy Genius tonight at the Grammys wore a white suit and pink carnations as a tribute to Elliott Smith.
Oh, God. Maybe they'll play... Are they going to play an Elliott Smith song?
I don't know, dude.
Well, then what's the point?
I don't know.
Well, I forgot I had these chips right here in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
Did you want me to try one?
Yes.
What do we have here?
Caleb has the new Mr. B... Mr. B. Tudor's biscuit and gravy.
Oh, it is Tudor's.
Potato chips.
I'll try one.
Now, before you deep dive into that chip,
uh-huh.
when you take a bite into it, or when you just eat it.
Yeah.
Let it linger just a moment.
So this is biscuits and gravy potato chip.
Does it not taste like a potato smothered in Tudor's gravy?
A little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever had Tudor's gravy.
Just sausage gravy in
Just
general.
gravy in general. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not strong.
Yeah.
Which is
If you eat a few of them, they do get does particularly get a little more.
Well,
but
that was my try segment for this episode.
and your thoughts?
It's okay. I don't really eat much potato chips. Though,
I know you don't.
What's your
Pinched myself.
give me a movie franchise, Josh. I've given 2 already, and you've just given much wrong.
You want a movie franchise, Caleb? I'll give you a movie franchise.
Let's hear it.
The Godfather.
Okay.
The Godfather doesn't. The Godfather doesn't necessarily have a bad movie.
Yeah.
They've got some movies that aren't, or movie that isn't as good.
That's okay.
But the recut, the new cut of that movie is better than the original cut of that movie.
Yeah.
3 is not great, but Godfather Part 1 and Godfather Part 2 are widely regarded as 2 of probably the best movies of all time. Godfather Part 2 is better than Part 1, but
It's close, but yeah, I think I agree with that.
No.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
the Godfather franchise.
The Godfather. Yeah. Way to play it safe, Josh. Jeez.
All of mine are safe. I'll go ahead and tell you that now. Because they're my legitimate favorites.
I would like to think that VHS was not safe.
Would you say it was a safe
haven? Okay, I'll go into one of mine here.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll take a little break after that.
Breaksy.
A little breaksy. This next one is the greatest movie franchise of all time. The greatest undisputed champion. It has the best Rotten Tomatoes scores. They're all perfect, and that is the Toy Story franchise. That is Toy Story 1 through 4, not counting Lightyear.
Nope, that's part of the franchise.
No, how? Wait a minute.
How's that not?
This is the Toy Story story. That's a whole different thing.
I mean,
it's a whole different thing.
It's still
That's
part
not
of
even.
that. It's still
it's
part
Chris
of
Evans.
that.
It's not though, John.
Property.
This is Toy Story. This is Toy Story 1 through 4.
It's still part of the property.
It's not.
It is.
Even with it, it's the best still. Because Lightyear's not bad at all.
It's not. It's not bad. It's not
But
great.
if we're looking,
but it ain't bad.
I'm not going to talk about Lightyear. I'm literally just going to talk about the continuous story of 1 through 4.
1
But
through
if you
4,
want to,
I'll let you have
if we
it.
want to include
I'll let
Lightyear,
you
I'm
have
still
it.
going to say this is the best. Because
I'll let you
if
have
if people's going to say, well, Star Wars is the best, I'm going to throw out the stinkers that Star Wars is made. So Toy Story 1
Okay.
came out in 95. We were 5.
Yes.
Greatest animated movie of all time.
I do remember still seeing that movie in theaters.
Me too. I remember seeing 1 and 2 in theaters. I remember watching 2 in theaters, and it was a packed house, and someone moved to let me and my mom sit down. I don't know.
That's a core memory right there.
It was a core
That's
movie.
a core memory.
And both of these movies still hold a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. 1 and 2. A lot of people would argue 2's better. Animation is better, but I think 2 is a story. It's just like the tightest thing I've ever seen, probably. 3 came back, killed everyone. It almost killed all the characters, too.
Yeah.
But it killed everyone's heart and soul. 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, and 4 came out in 2019 with a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. I just think critics have probably gotten more jaded through the years. You're not going to see a lot of hundreds on Rotten Tomatoes anymore. It ain't going to happen. I think Paddington 2 was one of the last ones, and even somebody then threw out like, no, and it ended up with a 99. So in my mind, they're all hundreds. I'd have a hard time understanding why anyone would give any of these movies a mixed or negative review.
They suck.
Yeah, you got a good point there. You got
No, I'm talking about the people suck. Is what I'm saying. Not
the
the movies.
No, the movies suck.
Yeah, the movies suck.
Oh no, but I love them. I got Toy Story tattoos.
Fine.
Love it all. And 5's coming out. And you know what? I have faith in them because they've killed it 4 times, and I've said it before. The greatest movie franchise of all time.
Well, I counteract your greatest animated movie franchise with a franchise called Cars.
Shut up. Shut up. Damn liar.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll
Yeah.
come back, and we'll keep talking about our favorite movie franchises. Caleb, my next favorite movie franchise is a movie franchise that, like I said before, a lot of the ones that I like, some of them do have a few stinkers, okay? And this is one of those franchises, and that is the James Bond franchise.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. A lot of people. We're gonna have a hot take here. We're gonna have a hot take here. Everyone says that Sean Connery has the best, Bond movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, "Oh, Sean Connery's the best Bond. Sean Connery's the best Bond."
I think older people say that, right?
Yeah. Guess what? Sean Connery's got some fucking stinkers.
Don't you think Daniel Craig has the best movies? I don't know. I've seen one I've seen one James Bond movie, and it was a Daniel Craig one. I didn't like it at all, actually.
Yeah, but you saw Quantum of Solace.
I know.
Which is regarded as probably the worst one. Now, I will say this. I have not watched No Time to Die.
Then who do you think has the best?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I have not watched No Time to Die yet. Because I know how that movie ends. And I do not care to see it.
And there is a time to die, apparently.
So, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched
I haven't watched that. I've heard about it.
It's garbage. Like that.
It's got good reviews.
Okay. Good for it.
You can't judge it without seeing it, Josh.
I don't want to see it.
You gotta see it.
I don't want to see it.
Are you going to sit here and tell me that Timothy Dalton has the best James Bond movies?
I think Living Daylights and License to Kill are great. I do.
Because I don't know anything about
them.
I was just literally just throwing out a name.
Grittier James Bond. Like, it's more revenge plot than... especially License to Kill is not a movie about stopping a bomb or something like that. What was your question though? You had a question. Did you ask me who I think the best James Bond is? Is that what you said?
No, which series, which James Bond movies are the best?
Oh, the Daniel Craig movies.
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Because Daniel Craig has 5 movies. I've seen 4 of them. And only one of them has been meh. And probably No Time to Die is good. It probably is good. I just don't care. My favorite Bond is Pierce Brosnan, no question. Okay. And GoldenEye's the best movie, but hey.
Well, that's okay.
GoldenEye's the best. Sorry. If you don't like it, well,
I've never seen it. Never played the game either. So
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about listeners.
Well, I'm just saying.
Listeners, if you don't like it.
I don't watch nerd stuff. And I know James Bond isn't considered nerd stuff.
Yeah, nerd stuff. Toy Story.
Toy Story. Nerd stuff.
Says the guy that has tattoos.
Oh, God.
Nerd.
You know what? Oh, excuse me. I pull my glasses up. Okay.
Oh, is that a shot at me?
No, that was just a nerd stereotype I was doing.
Speaking of nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds has not aged well.
It hasn't. But... speaking of nerds, Caleb, I know it's your turn, but since we're going to talk about about nerds.
Okay. What is it?
I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought.
Is it about the candy nerds? The candy
nerds are good.
The nerd ropes. The clusters.
I don't like the ropes. I don't like the clusters are okay.
Okay.
But I don't like the ropes.
Okay.
Don't like them.
Okay. Did you have anything to say?
No, I had a train of thought and then it left the rails.
Nerds. Okay.
Sorry.
My next movie franchise going back into horror.
Oh boy,
we all know where this is going to lead to.
Scream.
It's going to Scream, ladies and gentlemen. I think only one weak link, and I rewatched all the movies not too long ago, like each day watched the movie, and even Scream 3 has its moments and it's pretty fun, but it almost becomes like a parody of itself. But Scream 1 is one of my top.
5 is the worst one.
Scream, I disagree. Let me go through this, sir.
Okay, sorry for having an opinion. Go ahead. You go right ahead and talk.
Apology accepted.
Go ahead and talk.
Apology accepted.
No. I don't want apology accepted. I want you to talk about Scream. Go ahead.
Well, you didn't let me get to it.
Well, go.
You just immediately jumped aggressively to 5.
Go ahead.
And I've had a change of heart about 5. So, no, Scream 1, I think, is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I think it's incredible. And it's not even the best reviewed Scream movie. Scream 2 has 82 on Rotten Tomatoes, where Scream 1 has 81. I do think Scream 2 is the second best Scream movie. I know a lot of people, for some reason, the audience scores, specifically on Scream 2, is low. It's like a 60. And I'm like, what? You don't agree with that, right?
No.
I really like Scream 2 a lot.
I think a lot of people, honestly, it's probably here's the thing about a Scream movie. And
they're all ridiculous.
I'm jumping, and I don't care. The reveal for a Scream movie can make or break the movie.
I think, okay, here's my opinion about the reveals for Scream movies. only one of them works. Only one of if you're looking at even in the first one, which I think is the one that works.
4 works to an extent.
Because I have an opinion about 4, the reveal on 4.
Okay,
but yeah, Scream 1. Even then, you gotta suspend your disbelief hard.
Sure,
because they're all ridiculous. None of their reasonings for being Ghostface like make much sense really, and you gotta accept that these are ultimately black comedies, horror comedies, and with thriller aspects. You know,
sure,
they're almost just thrillers. Scream 2's reveal is crazy, but I still have fun with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Scream 3's reveal is the most boring. It's the most boring. Scream 4, while the reveal once you learn who the killer, well, there's 2 killers in Scream 4. One of the killers never makes much sense because if you look at like the amount of power that they convey throughout the movie, like how is that person? But I think that the way they use that killer and where it ends is awesome. Because that third act of Scream 4 is awesome. It makes the movie, I think, because the killer almost wins in Scream 4, and I think that's what makes me like suspend my. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to accept this because they really wrote themselves into something good here. Scream 5. Of course, these last 2 Scream movies both have a 76 on Rotten Tomatoes. Scream 5, I think, exists to get the franchise back while it repeats a lot of steps from the first one, and is my second least favorite Scream movie. But after watching it 3 times, I do like it more. I walked into Scream 5. I remember it came out on my birthday in 2022, and I had an expectation for it, and it didn't do that, and I was honestly mad about it. And even in rewatching, I'm like, okay, a lot of this dialogue is not hitting, but I still like it. The killers in that one annoy me, though. And I know you don't like the movie at all, apparently. Right? Right, John?
I like it better than Scream 6.
What? No, you do not!
I do.
You're a liar. Where did this come from? We liked Scream 6.
No, sir.
Yeah, we did. We reviewed it, and we liked it.
No, sir.
Go back and watch the review. Roll the footage.
I remember distinctly saying to you to your face, I thought the reveal in 6 was weak.
The reveal in 6 is weak.
And what did I just say? A reveal can make or break a movie.
No, I thought the movie pre-reveal had some of the most intricate and exciting set pieces of any of the movies, and that, to me, that's what makes a Scream movie. I can't live or die by the reveal because to me none of them are very good. None of the reveals are that good, and even with the reveal, because there's spoiler alert, folks, there are 3 Ghostface in this one. They do some interesting stuff with two Ghostface at once, and I think that the final showdown has some pretty awesome moments with our protagonist. But yeah, the motivation for the killers is dumb. It sucks.
Yeah, that's my point.
And I'm okay. I kind of hope we never have another Scream movie. I actually think the way that one ends at a good place with our protagonists. And after learning everything we have about what's happened with the new Scream movie, I'm like, I don't want another one.
Yeah.
Like if there's going to fire like our main actress, no, I don't want it. Yeah. I don't want them to just bring Neve Campbell back and be like, oh, this nostalgia trip. I'm like, no, you had something kind of good going with these main characters.
You did that with 5, and then you blew it with 5. So,
yeah. So that's my opinion on Scream.
Scream.
Like the series a lot, but I give it a rest. Just stop it while you're behind.
Well, since we're talking about movies and we've deep dived into this numerous times on the show, but my next franchise is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I got
up to Endgame.
I got it all.
I got it all. And here's the reason why. Because up to Endgame, because to be quite honest with you, I can't give you a lot of opinion after a lot of the stuff after Endgame. I can give you all the way up to Doctor Strange 2. After that, I don't care. I don't care. I've come to that point in my life where I figured out I just do not care about Marvel anymore. I'm not excited for anything that they announce. I'm not excited for anything that they show. I just don't care. I do not care. But everything up to Endgame, I could sit and still watch that and be absolutely thoroughly entertained.
Yeah, it's a matter of something going on so long and the biggest thing possible happens, and you're like, okay, well, what's going to be better than that? And that's sort of what's happened with Marvel. And even with that, there's been some of their best stuff post Endgame. But I contemplated putting individual, but I was like, I can't do that. I got to put the whole franchise on here. So I did, and I crunched some numbers here, and the Marvel Cinematic franchise is actually one of the best reviewed movie franchises.
Sure.
It's got 81% overall on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, the past year or two, we've had a couple bad movies, bad, like legitimately bad, like two of the worst movies in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and which got nominated for several Razzies.
Of course,
which you haven't seen it, which I'd say don't watch it. And
I mean,
and I think Thor: Love and Thunder is just bad.
Eternals ain't that great.
No, it's not. But I think the fact that Eternals has worse reviews than Thor: Love and Thunder, I think is insane. I think it's better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
My point that I'm making though is after Endgame, we had Black Widow. Okay,
bad start for
bad.
We had Spider-Man: Far From Home, which is pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Then I will. You're right. I will, because I forget that movie exists. I really
because
do.
it came out like
a month.
Summer.
It came out a month,
couple months later.
After Endgame.
Yeah.
But Black Widow, Shang-Chi was good. I liked that one.
It is.
I liked that one a lot. Actually,
it is good. Yeah. I just
want
to see. I want to see some kind of follow up.
Yeah, and then it just went off. It just went completely off the rails. Like Eternals came out, and then
not very good.
And then Thor: Love and Thunder, and then Doctor Strange 2 came out,
which was by default a bit of a disappointment. But I still like Doctor Strange 2.
I like Doctor Strange 2.
It's probably not as good as the first one.
Yeah, it's
not.
Wild. It's not.
Actually, it's not weirder than the first. I expected it to be weirder, and it's not.
Doctor Strange's Doctor Strange 2's whole problem is the fact that it set up and had this whole big hype to it, and then it didn't deliver.
Yeah, that is
didn't
unfortunate.
deliver.
It had some great moments. It had some great horror. Like I think Scarlet Witch is awesome, but obviously we're forgetting about one of the better ones, which is Spider-Man: No Way Home, which was an event.
Yeah,
that was actually the only Marvel movie post Endgame that has felt like an event. I'm not saying it's the only good one, but it's the only one that has felt like an event.
But the thing of it is that movie kind of stands alone as its own thing.
Can
if
be.
It wanted to.
Well, it stands alone as a Spider-Man. Just if you've watched all the Spider-Man movies, like the Tobey Maguire ones, Andrew Garfield ones, it is. I know you had Doctor Strange in it, but it is a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
It's probably live action wise as close as we're going to get to like an Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
And it's not as good as Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, but it's the closest we're going to get, and I think it mostly lived up to the hype. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, we've had just a lot of. And this isn't even. I'm not even counting the shows, which have been very hit and miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guardians 3 was great. What other one? Was there another one I'm not thinking of that came out last year? Was it Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and the Marvels?
Yeah.
Not great at all. I am looking forward to Deadpool. A train,
and it's back.
The trains are back, even though you moved, and they're still come back.
Yeah, they still just follow you everywhere you go.
Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in.
Godfather Part 3.
Seal from quoting Godfather Part 3.
Jesus.
But yeah, I am looking forward to. As far as I know, Deadpool 3 is the only MCU movie coming out this year, and I am looking forward to it. If there's one that's going to get it back on track and be a total refresh,
it might be Deadpool. Yeah,
it'll be the first rated R MCU movie that we've had, right?
Yes.
Which the Guardians movie set us up for that. It said the F word. We're going to get a lot of F words in this one. So if there's going to be one that's going to get us back into what we need to be into, it's that. But I don't know.
We'll see.
It's hard not to give the MCU its accolades. So obviously we had to talk. We had to mention. I mean, like as a whole. I mean, when you do 30 some movies and more than I'd say 70% of them are really solid. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a great franchise. So.
Nerds.
Yeah, that was our nerd talk. Was the MCU
nerd talk MCU?
Yeah.
All right, Caleb, your next one.
You want to take a little breaky?
Let's take a breaky poo. You're next.
I'm next. Okay, because the last one was both of us. This one's a cheat. It's kind of a cheat.
Yeah. Of course, Caleb comes in here and he cheats, and he has to make his own rules.
Every one of your 70s albums had Paul McCartney. Okay.
I don't care. They're some of my favorite albums.
This one's kind of a cheat.
Screw yourself.
Because I'm only counting some movies because I'm just not aware of the other. Like, other than one movie,
Okay.
I haven't watched them. And we're going into Apes territory right now. You could say
so
you could say the entire Apes franchise, but I'm going with the modern
You're going
Apes
with the
trilogy,
modern.
which there's another one that takes place quite a bit after that's coming out this spring.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks pretty good. I'm not that trusting of the director because I've seen his other works, but the trailer looks good.
Who is directing it?
It's the guy he did like the Maze Runner. Ooh. But the trailer looks good. The CG still looks incredible.
Ooh.
And it looks exciting. But if it sucks,
I will be hopeful.
If it sucks, at least I have these 3 movies. Yeah. I think
a great trilogy.
If we're just looking at a trilogy, which this new one's not out yet, and I'm not even sure if I should consider it with this. Maybe I will. I think this is the greatest trilogy of all time. It's in every movie one-ups the last one. 2011's The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Surprised everyone by how good it was. Has 82 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it should be a little bit higher than that one. It really set a precedent, and that's really the only one that has involved like a lot of humans. The other 2 are very ape oriented. Like the beginning of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is like almost like a foreign film. Like a lot of it's like sign language and stuff for like the first 15 minutes. Yep. And Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, I think, still have some of the best like CGI, like motion capture I've ever seen. Like Andy Serkis' Caesar is just remarkable. All these movies have really good reviews. None of them ever won Oscars. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes came out the same year as Interstellar, and it did not get the special effect win. And War for the Planet of the Apes came out the same year as Blade Runner 2049. Hard to argue that one. I think 2049 has the best CG I've ever seen in a movie still. Speaking of CG, have you noticed that since around this time, 2018 or so, we have not pushed forward CG technology like the way that we were in the 2010s? I haven't seen any movie. Like I'm looking at the movies nominated for visual effects this year. And I think the Godzilla movie is going to win. And that's still like has like a $15 million budget. And there's still some moments where like, okay, that was a little rough. And it's probably going to win special effects. I just don't think we've seen, big budget movies like the CG just haven't been. But that's another conversation. I don't know if you've noticed it, but,
Not necessarily, but I mean.
Well, obviously none of the Marvel movies have like mind-blowing CGI in them. So, but yeah, I just love these daggone apes. These damn dirty apes. Love them. Emotional, especially. Actually, all of them are emotional, but especially Dawn and War. The ending of War is very particularly emotional. Love it. Love it all.
Okay. Well, Caleb, we're going to talk about. I don't think it's probably not on your list, but we're going to.
I hope you have one that like is we crazy if you don't have it on here. But keep going. There's one especially that I'm like, if he doesn't have this, like I know damn well he likes all these movies. Okay.
Okay. My next one is John Wick.
Mine too.
Okay.
That's the one.
I was going to say. That's the one. I was like,
that's a really good franchise. I don't want to see another one.
There's not a bad John Wick movie.
No.
There's not a bad
not even
John
close
Wick movie.
Nope. With that being said, I do think 4 is far and away the best one. Maybe
it is.
I think it goes 4, 1. And then 2 or 3 alternate, depending on my mood.
Yeah, I would say 4, 1, 3.
Remember there's a time where we thought 2 was better than 1, but revisiting 1, it just feels more personal. Yeah. Like it feels,
Yeah.
It
feels
more
like organic.
It's the most grounded John Wick we're going to get.
Yeah. But definitely John Wick.
Very solid friend.
Very solid.
Movie series. Flawless, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 was awesome.
Yeah.
No Oscar nominations, man.
3 hours of just
almost 3 hours.
Well, okay, yeah. Almost 3 hours of just non-stop fun.
Crazy set pieces.
Just fun.
Incredible set pieces, man.
And you open up with a desert, for God's sake. Like, I mean...
It just gets running,
crazier
right?
and crazier and crazier. We won't spoil it so much because Nancy still hasn't seen it. So, but we definitely... That is on our list to watch, which won't be able to watch it tonight because we got to watch Taylor Swift at the Grammys.
Oh, I'm gonna talk so much smack about.
She's looking at me like she's getting ready to kill me. So let's move along.
Olivia Rodrigo, watch out.
Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo is overrated. I said it.
Overrated, John.
Overrated.
Oh, God. Seeing tonight, it's a bad idea, right?
You see, here's the thing. Can we? We're going to divert. We're going to divert.
Nancy.
What? Oh, well, that's interesting.
Uh-oh. New breaking news.
Swift's website is currently down.
That could mean anything.
And is
Maybe
blacked out.
Oh, what do you think that means?
Probably reputation, probably.
Oh, God.
Probably absolutely nothing.
So let's...
Yeah.
Okay. If no one else is going to say Reputation is their worst album, folks, I'm sorry to say it. I know that's a big thing on Facebook now that people have decided that Reputation is her best, but it's her worst album.
I don't think Reputation is a... Okay, hold on. I don't think Reputation is... It is her worst record, but it has her worst song on it. Look What You Made Me Do is still her worst song.
And there's too many songs.
It's her worst song.
I've said this before, but listen to these Billy Joel records, 10 songs and out. There's too many songs on these, with the exception of Midnight. There's too many songs on these albums. There's no way. If there was 10 songs, she'd stand a better chance with me, I tell you. And I know that's what she cares about, is getting my approval. But you got to admit there's too many songs on Reputation, man. That's like 17 songs on there, right?
How many songs
Nancy?
on Reputation? 15?
I don't know.
No,
Anyway, but
there's like 30.
Back to Olivia Rodrigo, okay?
It just feels like 30.
There's like 30. God, look what you guys made me do.
Back to Olivia Rodrigo. She has 3 vocal melodies in every song. Whisper, scream, talking. That's it.
So...
15 songs on Reputation.
Too many. It's definitely over an hour, no doubt.
Folklore has like 16 songs on it.
And I skip the ones I don't like.
That's fine.
Because Folklore has good songs.
Back to Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay, I heard
she is overrated.
I heard what you said about so if you feel that way about her, how do you feel about Billie Eilish? What does she do vocally?
Billie Eilish, I haven't really listened enough to have.
You know
an
what she
opinion.
does a lot of? A lot of whispering.
Good for her. I'm glad.
I think Olivia Rodrigo. I know this is what the people tuned in for, is to hear our Olivia Rodrigo. I think that, especially on this new album, musically, there's a lot of really interesting choices in it. I actually like that. Her vocals do...
They grate on my nerves.
They grate on me sometimes, especially some of her vocal delivery. Because it reminds me a little bit of Wet Leg when it works with Wet Leg, but
I don't like her.
I think whenever she actually belts out and sings, she's really good. But whenever she chooses,
but when does she do that?
Just on a few songs,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, what do I know? Like I said, I could never be a music critic. That album has incredible.
I couldn't either.
That album has incredible reviews. So, and there's a couple things I like on it, but yeah. All right, moving on. Where are we?
We just talked about John Wick.
John Wick is great. We all know it.
I'm so sorry, folks, that we've just
completely
went off the rails.
I had to justify
like 4 or 5 times here.
It's our first time back in like a month, folks. We got things to say.
That's true. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Royal Rumble, for God's. I'm just kidding.
But yeah.
Philip, how do you feel about The Rock returning to WWE?
I don't know. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Did that happen?
That happened.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll talk about Vince McMahon.
Oh. Woo!
We don't gotta.
Oh, we would have to put like a trigger warning and everything on this.
Okay, so do you have any...
Can I just say one thing, though?
Yeah.
I do want to say this. Explicit. Fuck Vince McMahon, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Do you have any more movie franchises?
Yeah, I've got 2 more.
I got 1 more.
And of course,
What's that about?
It's the two that we...
What's that about?
The two most...
Do I have 1 more?
Non-exciting film franchises of all time, if you get what I mean. One of them, Star Wars. We'll just go ahead and throw that out there. 4, 5, and 6 is great. Mandalorian is great. Some of the spin-off shows are great.
We'll just do Star Wars right now since I have 1 more and you can go last with your last one.
It's fine.
We'll do Star Wars right now.
Okay.
I don't have Star Wars.
What?
I don't have Star
I know.
Wars.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars is great.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and 3 are meh.
2? A lot of people
I said 1, 2, and 3 have.
A lot of people think 2 sucks.
7 is 8 is okay, and 9 is complete and total ass juice.
I agree. I hate that one.
Rise of Skywalker is absolutely terrible.
For what they are, I kind of like 7 and 8. Don't like those 2.
7 and 8 are fine.
There's issues.
There's big issues. There's big issues, but none of those movies have the issues like 9 does.
You got to include all the Star Wars movies, though.
Oh, I know.
Solo.
I know.
I didn't like
Solo. That's what I'm saying. Rogue One is fine.
I didn't like it really, except for the Darth Vader stuff at the end. That was awesome.
Yeah, that is probably the coolest scene in Mandalorian is great.
I haven't watched Andor, which I hear is way better than Rogue One.
I just don't care about it.
Me neither. I'm not gonna watch it.
I just don't care.
I'm not gonna listen. I stopped watching Mandalorian. I don't care about it.
Well, that's you.
I know. You know, I'm not a big Star Wars guy.
The third season is the worst season, but it's still good. It's not great, but it's still good.
What about the Clone Wars? The first animated show.
The movie or
from
the
late
show?
90s. The first 2D animated show. Not the CG animated show. You probably haven't watched it.
I don't think I have.
I hear it's great. Yeah. Has Obi-Wan in it and
Anakin and all those guys.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, but that is Star Wars. You know, it's for a lot of people, it's take it or leave it. They will defend it to the end of the earth and say that it's the greatest thing of all time. It's not. It has some really bad stuff in it.
Not as good as Toy Story, that's for sure.
Okay.
It's not. I don't see it.
What is your last film franchise?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because this one is a curveball from hell. And I got to look at it.
If it's a curveball, do you want... Because mine is very...
I know what your last one is, but...
do you?
Let me just do the...
Do you?
I might. I don't know now.
Do you?
Yeah, probably. But let me just do this one, okay?
Okay.
Because you're going to talk about it, too.
Okay.
You're going to be like, oh, man, how did I not put that one on here?
Okay, go ahead.
And I was looking at all these movies, and I like all of these, daggone it. I like every single one of them. And that is, of course...
American Pie.
Nope.
I have no idea.
The Jackass film series.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
of them are good,
You're
man.
right.
Yeah, the first one is the only one that has a rotten score, but I like that one. 49% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was ahead of its time, is what it was. It was ahead of its time.
That Jackass 2 has some troublesome bits in it. Like,
Jackass 4 has some troublesome bits in it. The bear?
Listen, okay, so I'm including Jackass the movie, Jackass number 2, Jackass 3D, which I still think might be my favorite.
Okay.
I'm including Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa, which I liked.
I've never seen it.
I thought we watched that in theaters. Did I watch that with Chris instead?
Didn't watch it with me.
Oh, I like Bad Grandpa. It's the worst, but and Jackass Forever was such a good time in the theaters that, you know, that's what made me laugh again in the theaters. Pandemic was still going on, but we still watched it. We just had a blast. Was it all guys in the theater? Sure. If you show this to the wrong person, are they gonna walk away? Yes.
Yes.
This one involves more genitalia than any other movie. It like
right out of the gate.
It is reliant on it.
Right out of the gate.
And you know what? I love every bit of it. I loved it all. Like the one where they have the one guy. What's the one guy that they just like torture? Man, he has like a missing tooth.
Oh yeah.
Gosh,
it's not Chris.
No.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
the people know who you're. They
know who we're talking about.
Yep.
They torture him. He's the one with the bear too that they put in the room. But the one where they have people throw stuff at his testicles. They have someone throw like a fastball, a hockey puck, a boxer. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Oh God! Then they show the aftermath.
Yeah.
I showed
the
boobs. That was streaming on Paramount, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, let's watch Jackass Forever." And almost immediately, he was like, "Why are we watching this?
Because why not, Daddy?"
And I was like, "Me and Josh loved it."
Why not, Papa?
And you said Nancy can't watch those movies either.
Nancy can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it, can you, babe?
I have a very traumatic backstory. I can't do it. But
She has a traumatic backstory.
Have you told me this backstory?
You want to say it on air or not?
You don't have to.
You don't want to say it on air?
You don't have to do it on air.
No. Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll
tell it next week.
No, I don't know. There's an artistry to their buffoonery. and them hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them all. Every single one of them. I like the movies more than the show.
Oh yeah.
I guess they have more free reign to do stuff. But yeah.
I'm also
Bam Margera, man, he's a dick. Like, gosh, I know he's like been in and out of rehab, but like, I can understand. Like,
he's a dick.
Just seeing like the way that he talks about these guys now, and how they're like legitimately just trying to help him.
Yeah.
Oh God, such a dick. Now Steve-O, a big turnaround his life has been, which has made the 3 and Forever scarier for watching him, because he's very, very sober, and you can see the fear in his eyes doing these things. Yes.
What was oh God, what was the
Was it the porta potty one?
It was
the
the
third one, where it was like a slingshot, and he's in a
there's
porta
that
potty.
and the one that always, and I know it's in the trailer and everything like that, but that freaking bull that Knoxville goes up against, and it just it almost kills him.
Well, he did it in 2, right? He did it in 2, then he did it again in
4.
4.
Yeah, and
It didn't almost die in 4.
Didn't almost die in 4.
But he got injured.
Yeah.
But 2, he like
3 was the rocket.
Yeah.
When he almost
He could
died in the rocket.
He could have died. It went terribly wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, for our entertainment.
Listen, folks,
our
if you're
entertainment.
squeamish, watch these movies.
Yes. If you're squeamish,
Watch 'em.
them. If you're not squeamish,
Hey, man.
watch them.
I'm glad that critics have come around, too, because Jackass Forever has an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
And I think all of them should be around that. Like, 3D had a... which I watched Jackass 3D in 3D in theaters, and that was awesome. I thought that was like art. That was just pure artistry.
Oh, 3 is the one at the end where they do the big explosions and everything, right? Like what 3? Because 3 had a lot at the end. Has that big, huge.
I'm trying to remember.
Thing.
Now the fourth one, the conclusion on the fourth one was crazy because they were all on that like thing that spins around.
No. I'm talking about like the
there's explosions
actual
on that one, too.
credits, like the end credits for 3.
Maybe
Is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it was trying to use a lot of that 3D effect stuff, and it didn't translate well on
I will say 3D.
like DVD
there
and
was
stuff.
a moment in 3D where I just felt so bad for Bam Margera. It's where they threw him into that pit and put the snakes in that pit with him.
Nope. I would listen. If that would have been me, if you all would ever do
That was
something
awful.
like that to me, you all would be
Was
dead.
it?
when I got out of
Was
the
it the
pit.
fourth one where they turn off all the lights and that they think that there's a snake in the room and
No, I think that's in 3.
I thought that was 4.
I thought that was in 3.
That's 4.
You sure?
Yeah, because I think it's 4. That was crazy. Whichever one it was, I think it's 4 forever.
You might be right. It's either 3
Where they
or
turn
4.
off the lights
It's either 3 or 4.
and they keep touching them with things, and they don't know. People don't know what's going on. They think that it's a snake in the room,
It's 3 or 4.
and they still get hurt.
Yeah.
They still do things to get. Yeah. Okay. So what's your?
But it's the new kid in 4 too. By the way,
There's a few new people that really show up to bat.
They do the slip and slide into like nothing.
All the new people that they bring in the new one was great.
Yeah.
And Tyler the Creator has a cameo in it. He's cool too.
He gets completely obliterated by the. Wait, no.
He's playing piano and it keeps
Yes,
shocking.
yes.
Yeah. Now his friend that's also was in Odd Future is a big part of it. He's the one that they bring their dad in. He brings their dad in, and they have that was it like a falcon or like a bald eagle or it was a vulture.
It was the vulture.
It was a vulture.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm going to punch that thing. I'm like, dude, you can't hurt the vulture.
You can't hurt the vulture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it.
I think they were going to skydive too, and right? Is that wasn't there one where they were going to sky? There's a lot in that.
There's a
fourth
lot in
one.
the movie. There's a lot. It's like 99 miles an hour through the whole
Yes,
thing.
we've talked about Jackass more than any other franchise
That's
here.
okay.
So what? There's a lot.
There's a lot to
There's a lot to
even
grab
more-
onto. No pun
even more
intended.
than the MCU. You know.
You know what?
The
Infinity War.
the Godzilla thing in 4.
The beginning of it.
The beginning of it.
Oh yeah, that was
my god.
that was crazy. Yeah.
So stupid.
Okay, so what's
So
your
stupid.
what's your last franchise? I have suspicions, but you know.
What's your okay? Go ahead. What's your suspicion? Go ahead. I'm listening.
I don't know. Is it Lord of the Rings?
No.
Okay, whatever.
No.
I don't know, man. Jeez.
No, it's not. It's the National Lampoon's Vacation franchise.
It is not. You're a liar.
It is not.
There's like 2 good movies.
Sir,
There's 2 good movies.
3.
There's 2.
there's 3. I like
2.
European Vacation a
No.
little bit.
No.
Well, you're
2
wrong,
good
and that's
movies.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's the Indiana Jones franchise, of course.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
For the first 3 movies.
Nope.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is terrible. I still have not watched it.
How are you going to put a
Dial
franchise
with
on here even though you haven't watched the new James Bond, now this? Gosh,
Because I've seen the majority of it.
this is so embarrassing.
And if we're looking at it from the perspective of if the other 2 movies never existed, it would be a perfect franchise.
Oh, God.
Perfect.
I heard Dial of Destiny
Even
is
more.
amazing.
Even more.
Got nominated for an Oscar.
Even more than Planet of the Apes. I said it. Raiders of the Lost Ark is
no.
better than all 3 of those movies.
No. If you're a nerd.
Nerd!
If you're a nerd. If you're a Steven Spielberg nerd, maybe.
Temple of
E.T.
Doom. Temple of Doom.
Worst one.
It is the worst one.
It is not better than any of those 8 movies.
It is not. And I'm sorry, Temple of Doom is not better than Last Crusade. I'm sorry.
Who thinks it is?
There's a lot of people that think Temple of Doom is the best one, and
Temple of
they're
Doom's just
wrong.
darker, right? Or
Yeah,
no, the first one's the darkest, right?
Temple of Doom is pretty dark.
Which one's the one with the faces melting?
That's one. But
Yeah.
that's like that. I mean, 2 has like Indy getting possessed and
the monkey
shit like
brains.
that. And the monkey brains.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2's darker, but
Is it PG-13?
yeah,
Temple of Doom,
I think so.
one of the first PG-13 movies,
Yep.
maybe. Well,
Indiana Jones.
that's
It's my last one.
That's it. Did I have any honorable mentions?
No.
Let's think here. What did I exclude? I know people are just screaming into their phones.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Harry Potter? Well, I've only seen it once.
I've only seen
the eight movies once. I've seen a couple of them twice, and if those Fantastic Beasts, they need to go somewhere else. I don't want to find them. They can go somewhere else. I like the first one, but I watched that second one. I was bored to tears watching that second one. It was by far the worst movie I'd seen in the Harry Potter franchise. So, and I liked the Harry Potter franchise. I wouldn't even say that any of those movies are bad.
Yeah.
Like the second one was my least favorite, but I'd say 3 through 8 were all really good.
You know, the thing about it is like I know people, like you
I'm just
said,
not obsessed
are
with
sitting there probably screaming, "Where's Lord of the Rings? Where's Lord of the Rings? Where's Lord of the Rings?" Listen, Lord of the Rings is a cop-out answer. We know they're good. We know they're awesome. All 3 movies are great.
Well,
we didn't need to bring them up.
I've never seen the Hobbit movies.
See, I forget about the Hobbit movies because I've never seen the Hobbit movies.
It's sort of tied to it. It's tied to it.
Yeah, it's
so
the same
you got to
universe,
include it. I hear they're not as good. You
Right.
know? Yeah, the Lord of the Rings movies are great. Two Towers especially. I just really hate the ending. I just really do not like the ending of Return of the King. No one can convince me that the ending of Return of the King is good. I don't like it.
And a lot of people
hate it.
I know a lot of people in other rooms of this household are screaming Twilight.
Well, that franchise sucks.
Nancy's going, what?
That franchise sucks.
And the Hunger Games
or the Conjuring, folks. There are 2 good Conjuring movies.
There are 2 good Conjuring movies.
The whole Conjuring universe combined. There are 2 good Conjuring movies. 2. You could make a case for Annabelle 2, but I didn't like it. I didn't really like it.
And I'm sure
What's
a lot
another
of
one
people
that
are screaming Michael Myers. And
sucks. Dude, the Halloween franchise sucks. You know how many
It's-
good Halloween movies there are? 1.
Well, yeah.
1. 1. And which one is it?
Part 3.
Halloween, the newest one.
No, not Halloween Ends. I'm talking Part 3. Season of the Witch.
Halloween Ends. No,
Yeah,
I
Halloween
like
Ends.
season. My bad. I like Season of the Witch.
Listen, let me tell you something.
So 2 good Halloween movies.
The best thing about this whole new Halloween trilogy, whatever you want to call it, the best thing to come out of that is that ghost song. That's it.
That was in the
Kills.
second one.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the best thing about that movie. That was the reason why I watched that movie, just so I could hear that song.
Yeah. So what's another franchise that like people would be like, oh man, I can't believe you guys
Friday the 13th.
don't like any of them really. First couple maybe. Insidious, nah, that's not good. Paranormal Activity. You know, the horror franchises are rough, and I think we included the best ones.
Yeah.
I think that Scream and Evil
Unless
Dead
there's one that
are like
we're-
the best, and Nightmare on Elm Street probably.
Unless there's one that we're forgetting, which
I don't think so.
Exorcist is not great. What? Child's Play.
It's fun. There's some bad ones though.
There's
There's some
great
fun.
ones. But
Yeah.
anything else?
I heard the show. Like I've watched some of the show.
I heard the show is good.
Show is fun.
Yeah.
I need to continue it and finish it. It is fun.
To be honest with you, with horror franchises, I can't really think of anything. Maybe The Hills Have Eyes. That's a franchise.
Not good. Saw. But
All
like,
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has one good movie, which is the first
a lot of people will die on the hill that they like the second one more, which is a comedy.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Yeah, it's just Jeepers Creepers is a horrible horror franchise, but that makes me feel icky whenever I think about the director.
Yeah.
So I do like the first Jeepers.
The first Jeepers Creepers is actually good.
I actually kind of like it, but I still feel a little icky. I'm like,
Yeah, unfortunately.
but yeah, non horror though. Like I can't think of. I
can't think of very.
You know,
many.
you got the Harry Potters, you got the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You got all those. You
The
know,
Home Alone franchise.
not good.
Not great.
Not good
You
at
got
all.
1 and 2 and...
You got 1. Nah, I kind of like 2. 3, which has Scarlett Johansson in it. She's in it. She's in the third one. Yeah, she's in the third one.
Who does she play?
She plays. She might be sisters with the boy or next door neighbors.
Oh, Jesus.
The boy. Yeah.
Shows how much I paid attention.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. If we didn't have your franchise, and sorry, folks.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us what your favorite? Tell us what your favorite franchise is.
This is about us. This
Yeah.
is what I prepped for this episode for a month now.
Yeah. And this episode would have been out a month ago had it not been for everything under the sun happening.
It's fine. Nobody cares about January, anyways.
Yeah. January's a down month.
Now here's something that we haven't done in a while.
What's that?
Is pull something out of that hat for the next episode.
Yeah, we did this. We pulled this one out of the hat.
I said, here's something we haven't done in a while.
Oh.
It's been about a month since we pulled something out of the hat.
That's right.
So I think it's your turn.
No,
Right?
I pulled movie franchises, I believe.
No, I did, dude.
Oh, okay.
Or did I?
I'll do it.
Okay, whatever.
I'll do it.
Doesn't matter.
I'll do it. Let's see. Let's shake
Make it
up
good.
a little helmet head here.
Make it good.
See what we got.
Make it good.
That's terrible.
Make it good. Oh, man, we're cheating.
Oh, there's one that's stuck.
Oh,
down
no,
here at
that's the good
bottom.
one.
There's
That's
one
the-
that's.
it's
there's
either gonna
two
be
that's
good-
stuck
oh,
down
God.
here. Oh gosh, there's
Those
two
are the
of them
good
stuck down
ones.
here. Hold on.
Let's
I'm
do
gonna get
both.
this. I'm gonna get this one. Get this
It's
one
stuck.
down
You're
here.
pulling out a knife?
Yes, I'm pulling out a knife here.
How is it stuck?
It's wedged down here in his head.
Oh, my God.
Caleb, where can people find us while I'm?
They can find us by typing in Chat From a Hat on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, Twitter. What else are we on? We're on the TikTok. You can email us at chatfromahatcast@gmail.com. Now, what is it that we're doing next week, Josh? You pulled it out. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh well.
Oh no!
Did
you rip it? Did you rip it?
We have one in here called our favorite underrated bands.
Okay.
So
We did.
I don't know what we will deem. What do you deem as underrated? What would you deem as underrated?
So we in order to tackle this the way that we want to tackle, and the way that people would want us to tackle this, we'd also have to include underappreciated.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of bands I think that I love that are perfectly rated. If you look at the reviews they get, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't get a lot of accolades. You don't hear about them very much. So while I do have a lot of bands that I like that would fit under the underrated category, I'd also include underappreciated. We did the overrated, right? Overrated bands and artists. So this could be underrated and underappreciated musical artists.
Five.
We can do 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
do
try.
5.
I will try to think of 5 that kind of
Yeah.
stir.
Yeah.
I have 1 or 2, but yeah.
Yeah.
Bands that you don't really get a lot to hear about a lot.
Things that no matter how much you go to the record store, you never find their record. Yeah. That's going to be one of mine.
XTC.
You don't know that, Jesus Christ almighty.
Because every time Caleb Luther goes into a record
there
store,
was one artist that I would have included if we would have done this episode some time ago, like 2 years ago. There's an artist I probably would have included on there, but now I'm not so sure.
Who?
Kate Bush.
Okay.
I think I still could, but she's way more recognized now. She's in the
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. People know her now.
Stranger Things, man. It did it.
You know, I'm cool with it too.
It did it.
Yeah.
It did it for her. All right. Well, next week we're going to talk about our most underappreciated and underrated bands. That's going to be some
some bands, artists. Yeah.
That's throw it all
Yeah.
together. All right.
The Beatles.
The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Kiss, the Aluminum Foil Boys,
O-Town. Liquid Dreams.
S Club 7.
God.
Do you remember all those when you remember like at
I
the
watched
time
the S
when
Club 7 show.
I did too.
Jesus.
I did too. We'll talk about that next week. Though.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that next week.
because they'll definitely be included.
They'll be definitely included. Yes, along with like Maroon 5.
5. The group 5. Remember them?
5.
Baby, when the lights
Oh my
go
God.
out.
Jesus. No.
Oh, I guess.